Right. Light up. Yeah, but I mean, they can edit it. Oh. Light up. Yeah. Right. What game is that?
Hey, what's up, man? How are you?
That's the point. That's great. That is amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah, well, we know. I play soccer.
Individuals without permission to enter the field will be subject to the service for 90 seconds to arrest for trespassing.
There's a regular Spanish league game.
The FHSAA recognizes Docs once he finished retiring as the official photographer of the FHSAA.
They just had that numbers up the other day.
Visit the official photographer on the World Wide Web at GlassieFinish.com. Florida Virtual School is now the official online school of the FHSAA. Through Florida Virtual School, student athletes can access over 110 online courses, increase their student knowledge, and work their own pace, all at no cost to kindergarten through 12th grade Florida students. Learn more about the Florida Virtual School's kickoff as well as marketing and tutoring options by visiting our booth or finding us online at FLVS.com. your running course item and stream live on the FHSAAsports.com. Check out the full soccer page on the FHSAA website for replays and how to order a DVD copy. In the spirit of sportsmanship, we ask that all fans have responsible and players for the blue line. Use of brand number and disorderly conduct is unacceptable and not welcome to FHSAA fans. This appeal to street companies who take these officials into public meetings. Respectful and your cooperation is appreciated. Thank you. Now let's move to the first, for the designated on the scoreboard, American Heritage Stallions, with a record of 26 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie. Let's meet first the non-starters. Number 1 is Atlanta Gonzalez. Number 2 is
Hello.
15, Yvonne Walker. 15, Heather Foster. Number 16, Stormy Samuel. Number 18, Chelsea Sasaki. Number 19, Sabrina Ramirez. Number 26, Sky Jones. Number 27, Kevin Garcia. Number 28, and now for the starters for their possession. Number 3, Alex Price. Number 5, Nero Palayo. Number 9, Sydney Hardy. Number 10, Hannah Boyle. Number 11, Tatiana Penagos. Number 12, Alex Taylor. Number 13, Julie Lopez. Number 17, Megan Campbell. Number 20, Marley Martinez. Number 21, Sabrina Shaw. Number 40, Courtney Thompson. And the head coach for the Stallions in his 5th year, Steve Burgess. Now let's meet the Bulls Bulldogs, who will be home on the scoreboard with a record of 18 wins. From the Broward County Athletic Association, Pregame, Randy Smith, Carlos Morales, and Ken Galapagos. Our national anthem.
Hello, I can't hear anybody. It looks like they're on the bench somewhere. Yeah, behind the players, so.
It's the Class 2A state championship tonight as the Bolles School of Jacksonville takes on American Heritage Delray. Kelly Neff along with Sarah Patterson. 1 down, 4 to go. We had a 7-1 victory by Country Day over Palmer Trinity for the 1A championship. Sarah, what do you look for in this one?
Well, you know what I look for is a battle. This is another classic North versus South. We have a Jacksonville area team, the Bolles School versus a South Florida team, an American Heritage Delray. Both of them have had a competitive schedule, had success, and I think it's going to be a real close one.
Okay. I know in the first game we had some outstanding Division I signees or even prospects. Do we have anybody that level right here, do you think?
Absolutely. For American Heritage Delray, Yuli Lopez, number 13. I know she signed a letter of intent with Florida State, yet another Seminole recruit. I told you they have the best recruiting class in our state, and you know we're going to see another future Knoll. Also number 9, Sydney Perotti for the same team is signed a letter of intent for the Ivy League Colgate.
Okay.
So, and I know on the other side of the ball, we have the Bolles School's defender, Brooke O'Hare. She's been there all, go to everything when it comes to winning balls and organizing the defense, and she's going to SMU in Dallas, Texas.
Matt Tracy, the head coach of the Bolles School, 18-8-2. Now 8 losses seems to be a lot for a state championship caliber team, but they must play some pretty good teams.
Well, that's why they're here. You know, that competitive district has toughened them, has hardened them for this competition. So I think they're ready to face this juggernaut in American Heritage.
Kelly Neff along with Teresa Patterson, we're ready to go. What's the strategy for each of these schools? Do you know enough about what they run to know what we're going to see?
I do. I know that midway through the season, Coach Tracy with Bolles, he moved from a 4-5-1 to a 4-4-2. Another attacker up front, so you don't have that lone target. And they actually moved from zonal defense to man-to-man, which is odd, really odd, but it seems to be working for them. On the other side of the ball, I expect an all-out attack. They have a number of players that can be dangerous in the attacking third that have that skill with the ball and off the ball to get behind defenses.
Well, the two teams are out on the field, as you can see. That is the Bolles School in the white. The Stallions of American Heritage Delray at 26-2-1 are in the navy blue. So we're ready to go for the start of this thing. American Heritage, interesting thing. They've been in the state playoffs 9 consecutive years. Let's add to that the fact that they have been in the state championship game 9 consecutive years. They have won just all kinds of championships. They are 2-time defending state champion, so you know they've obviously got enough players who have been here many, many times before, so you've got that confidence factor, but you know, once you get here, things kind of even out a little bit.
Yes, it does. This is the proving ground, so to speak, and all coaches and all players are going to put everything on the line to walk away with that trophy. You know, I think American Heritage's success starts with Coach Burgess. He's been there for 10 years, a stalwart with that program, accomplished club coach, and actually coaches a WPSL Division II, like a semi-pro team.
Okay.
So he does it all.
That guy does something every week of the year, doesn't he?
Busy man,
Yes,
lives soccer, but you know, that's why his teams are successful.
Bulldogs in the white. Kick scoring attempt, a shot is going to be wide, and so they're going to go all the way into the corner where actually the goalie's going to go get it.
Well, you know, we see Yuli Lopez begin the game with a shot. We told you she's a player to watch, and, you know, 30 seconds in, she gets off the first shot of the game.
And we're ready to go. Once again, just underway. It's the Class 2A state championship. The Stallions of Delray into the corner, trying to get that ball before it goes out of bounds, but it goes out. And so it'll be played in once again by the Bulldogs of Coach Matt Tracy. Well, we don't see any 6th graders on the roster here.
You know you don't.
I think we're past that classification.
Although American Heritage is a private school, and they could have fielded 6th graders, but I know for a fact that that school has 3 teams. They have a freshman, they have a younger, like a pre-JV team, a varsity, a JV team, and a varsity team. They have such a feeder system. So I bet their younger players have a place to play and develop.
Here come the Stallions. Stallions in midfield. On that far side, that is Hannah Coy. Hannah Coy is one of those underclassmen, a sophomore. Ball will go far side. Be played in on that far side by the Bulldogs.
And Hannah has a real talented sister, Sarah Coy, who's not starting but is on the roster, and I'm sure will make an impact if she gets in.
Will they substitute as freely in this one as we saw in the first game?
I don't think so.
No?
You know, I think all the substitutions we saw in the 1A final might have been because of the lopsided score. Usually coaches have their, you know, their core, maybe 13 players. You know, 11 can be on the field at a time. And in championship games, you don't see a ton of subbing because you want to keep rhythm.
You know, in that first game today, you know, it ended up being a little one-sided, but we went quite a while before we saw our first goal.
Palmer Trinity kept them from scoring for quite a while, and both schools should be proud of, you know, getting here to the final and the courage they showed on the field from whistle to whistle.
With the ball, the navy blue clad Stallions of American Heritage. On the near side, that is Sydney Parody. Ball goes all the way into the...
Keep an eye on Parody. She's going to be one of the strongest players on the field, and I bet she's going to be dangerous in set pieces. She's very good in the air and on corner kicks and free kicks. She is a presence, so we'll have to keep an eye on her.
She's number 9 in the dark blue. Just had the ball right there. So keep an eye on number 9, one of our players of the game, along with Yuli Lopez, number 13 on the Stallion team. Watch Rachel Sorrells, number 8 for the Bolles school. One of the ones that's going to be kind of singled out on the broadcast tonight. Here's an opportunity. However, Delray's not able to cash in on it. So with one championship down and 4 more to go, they are well underway here in the 2A championship. Crowd kind of thinned out though.
Well, you know, the St. John's Country Day School brought in 3 student buses, and I didn't see any buses unloading. So both schools are from pretty far away from Tampa. It makes sense that the seats aren't full,
Yeah.
but hopefully they're listening to us online.
Yes. Well, the ball's out of bounds again. There are 2 balls in play here. I think.
And
I don't know much about it, but I think that's one too many.
Yeah, it is. That'd be an interesting new sport.
Yeah.
I didn't mention it, but American Heritage appears to be playing a 4-3-3. That's with 3 forwards. Just like I said, planning to attack, you know, committing numbers forward. That system is great for it. But look, here's Bolles with a great chance.
Well, goalie comes out. American Heritage's Courtney Tompkins. Tompkins with, actually they've used 3 different goalies all season long. Here come the Bulldogs on the attack again.
Yeah, Bolles did have 2 goalkeepers, but midway through the season, Coach Tracy made a switch to Carly Stevens, and Carly Stevens really he credits to helping shore up the defense. You know, in that competitive district, they're all battle tested.
In fact, they played just about an equal number of games. They're both freshmen. 14 games for Chandler, 11 for the start of the night. Stevens just underway, just at the Class 2A championship with the 2 teams scoreless thus far. We've only had a couple shots on goal.
We see,
corner kick.
Yeah, Bolles with the first corner kick of the night. These are such dangerous opportunities.
And they aren't able to convert. Continuing to run the offense. There's a shot.
Now, one of the things that both schools will actually, I know Bolles will have to adjust to, they're not as used to playing on 80-yard wide fields. And you saw that with Rachel Sorrell's first service in on her corner kick. You know, it didn't have the weight, that's what we call it, the weight, you know, or the power might be another word you might use behind it, because she's used to serving those on such a narrower field in high school. Those, you know, those fields are in tracks.
And this, how big is this field by comparison?
80, it looks to be 80 yards. The max NCAA fields are 80 by 120, and I'm pretty sure that the Bulls, when they built this complex that opened up just this year, maximized their space that way.
Have you been down on the field to see what kind of condition it's in?
Perfect surface. Yeah, Bermuda grass. The ball's going to always be true.
Okay. So you'd like it better softer like this?
Yeah, and in the South you can have the short grass where the ball runs faster. You know, you can't always have that. Notre Dame doesn't have this grass. but that's why you see the possession-oriented teams coming from the South. They're used to quick balls being played on this true surface, and it's just a different style that, you know, you're able to play with such a surface.
You need the shorter grass, that's better?
I'm sorry?
The shorter grass?
It's better for a passing team.
Yeah.
Some would say longer grass would be better for a direct team because the ball will stay in bounds and won't run. So,
But that would be USF's choice, not any of these teams.
yeah, a Bermuda really is the ideal, and if you can grow it, you do. When I was at Marshall as the head coach, we tried to grow Bermuda, and Marshall University is in Huntington, West Virginia. That didn't work out so well. No,
okay.
we had to resurface that complex. But
Here's the ball still. Somebody's trying to take charge offensively, and they haven't done so.
that's Hannah Coy trying to get behind.
There's a shot and
Nice. There's a goal. I guess they have. Tatiana Panagos. She's a senior. She's uncommitted, and she scores a great goal. You showed her technical skill, creating space, unbalancing the defender, and getting that shot off under pressure.
Wow, that was like a perfect kick. So Panagos gets American Heritage on the board, 32-54 in the first half.
She's had a great year, scoring 21 goals going into the regional tournament, and you can see why. That combination of power and skill really is a handful for defenders in the 18.
And with the ball taken away, here is Sabrina Chung, but the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be played in by the Bulldogs. Well, we talked about how American Heritage has won state championships. I mean, last year they beat Tampa, or Trinity Prep of Winter Park, beat them 2-1 for the state championship. And they beat Tampa Prep the year before, Class 2A. All their championships have been in Class 2A.
We know, in addition to Coach Burgess, they kind of have an all-star cast there of coaches. I know for sure you have 2 assistants with college experience.
Oh.
Tammy Mazza was at FAU, Florida Atlantic, and Jessica Vasatik actually was an assistant here at USF when Logan Fleck was the head coach.
Wow.
So can you imagine all that talent on a coaching staff?
Boy, there's a lot to draw from, isn't there?
Yeah.
Here's the ball on the near side. 1-0 American Heritage. Under 32 minutes left to go, first half. This is at USF. Now this is a new soccer field. If you're familiar at all with USF, they have what used to be a soccer and track and field facility, which they use, even though it's labeled as soccer and track and field, they use it only for track and field now. And with the obvious choice of soccer over track and field, they had the great track over there, so they kept that for track and then built this. So this is actually where the varsity plays.
It is, and you know, it's up to par now with other Big East facilities. They didn't have the width in that original stadium.
Okay.
You know, you want it. There's a kind of a rule or a law in NCAA where if the facility was built prior to, I think it's like 1988, it can still be it can still be a narrow field within a track, right? So University of Florida chooses to keep their narrow field. They're not building a soccer-specific stadium. But most programs move to the NCAA minimums, which is, you know, the 80-yard wide.
Okay. Now people watching will see there's no seating on the side, which you can see on the far side. Is that going to change, do you know? Or are they going to add more seats over there in that area?
Well, I know the hills that fans come and sit on the hills behind the goals. They have a rowdy student section. But I don't know. I don't know if they will put seating. It's really common for soccer stadiums just to have seating on one side.
Okay. We're here at the USF with the dome over here. You got the football field. I mean, you got everything right here. Baseball, softball. It's like a sports fan's paradise.
It really is.
Everything's right here.
Well, here's a dangerous opportunity for Delray. Nice turn. But the Bolles defenders do a good job recovering. That was that was Lindsay Turnback that was able to track back and help her teammate in that dangerous situation in the 18.
You know, they had baseball practice today. They had softballs already started. And if that isn't enough for this part of town, you've also got State Fair going on. There's all kinds of things happening around here.
Well, you know, it's Tampa. There's always something going on.
Yeah. State soccer here. Normally it's at University of Tampa.
Well, here's another short corner kick. They're sending 2 to draw a defender out. Their American Heritage sends 2 to the corner, hoping to draw one of the Bolles defenders to them. And if not, it's a 2v1, and they're going to use their skill to kind of get a shot off, beat that one defender. But if Bolles, they're kind of playing a chess match. If Bolles sends another defender to the corner, then they have numbers up in front of the goal.
Yeah, that kind of takes the congestion away from in front of the goal.
It does. It really does. But, you know, there's some risks as far as counterattacks. If you have more numbers committed to your corner kick, the risk of if you don't score or finish, of a counterattack increases. So, you know, it's a calculated risk.
Here's
nice shot.
Just barely saved. Trying to score that time was Myra Palayo. Nice job, though, by Carly Stevens. Keeping that one from going in the corner. On the very far side in front of the players' benches, which they purposely put on that side to keep away from the screaming and shouting fans so the players don't get bothered and the coaches don't get bothered. 1-0 American Heritage, two-time defending state champion with the lead, but it's still early. 29 minutes left to go. Kelvin F. along with Teresa Patterson, the former head coach at Steinbrenner High School right here in Tampa, not too far actually from where we are right now.
Yep, just down the road.
Retired to get that daughter of yours going, huh? 3 months now?
3 months is a little young, but, you know, my former players gave her enough stuffed soccer balls and rattles. They're trying to brainwash her, so we'll see.
And you didn't stay away from the high school soccer scene this year. I mean, you went to games.
I did, and I attended one. It was senior night at Steinbrenner, and we had the 4A Player of the Year, Cece Gonzalez, who was a senior this year, and I certainly wanted to be there when our school honored her.
Good.
And the other seniors.
And she's going where now?
University of Tampa.
Oh,
she
good.
decided to stay local,
Good.
and she wants to help return UT to a national championship team. They've always been, you know, in the top 10 of NCAA Division II, and her goal is to win another title, not just a state one, though.
Now, is she coaching material, maybe?
Oh, too early to tell.
Too early. Okay.
Yeah, actually, she coaches youth soccer. I'm pretty sure her cousin.
Here with the ball near side, Megan Campbell. Fight for it, and it's going to go out of bounds near side. This is a Class 2A championship, the 3A, 4A, and 5A. What is it, like 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and 5 o'clock, something like that tomorrow? Or?
Yeah. 11:05 is the kickoff for the first game, and then 1:35
and then 4 o'clock.
for 4A, and 5A kicks off at 4:05.
It's a long day for you tomorrow.
But a good one, and actually a highlight match is that 4A match with Jenkins versus Baker. Jenkins is third in the country according to ESPN Rise. So, but either one of these teams, they're nationally ranked as well. The talent is amazing here. State of Florida is a powerhouse nationally for soccer.
So both these teams are on the national list.
I'm not sure about that. I know that American Heritage is nationally ranked. I don't know about Bolles.
Yeah, Bolles with 8 losses probably wouldn't be. That is American Heritage in the navy blue, the Bolles school in the white. You know, last fall, you know, we'll wait and see what develops here before I get into that.
Oh, here's Yulee.
Well, they stopped her pretty good.
She attracts a lot of attention. Great ball by Yulee. Lopez to Sabrina Chung. Let's see if she can.
Okay, now they try to clear it, but can't do so as Megan Campbell on the near sidelines. And the ball's kicked out of bounds.
You know, as a coach, I would have really liked to see American Heritage switch the ball in that situation. They had 5 consecutive passes on the right flank, and it's drew the defenders to this side. It'd be great to link with the central player and find the left side of the field.
Well, we're on the near side. I was talking about last fall doing the state swimming. Of course, Bolles is a big swimming powerhouse, and they again won state championship this past year. You know, Bolles as a school, and I'm not sure, Teresa, if you knew that, and I'll hold that, right in the face. They've won 117 state championships.
Oh, my goodness.
Steinbrenner, you guys are like 116 behind them.
Yeah. Well, we've only been open for 2 years.
Okay.
Give us a chance.
17 sports have won 117 team titles.
Well, there's some talent in Jacksonville. All the major areas, all the major metropolitan areas in Florida have athletes. You see it in all sports. The Tampa, Miami, Orlando, and Jacksonville areas produce professional athletes.
Mm-hmm. Well, sure. Most professional towns will have something similar to that, numbers like that. As we watch the action on the field in the white, and the Bulldogs of Bolles.
And Alex Price chooses to let Courtney Tompkins deal with it.
Just to kind of elaborate on that American Heritage, not only have they had 117 team titles, they've had 73 second place finishes in various sports as well.
Well, that was a great ball played in by Brooke O'Hare, and now you're seeing Bolles trying to get another corner kick. We know how dangerous those are. We saw a couple scored in our first game today.
And there's the ball out of bounds. 1-0 under the goal by Titiana Panagos for American Heritage. Just under 24 minutes left to go in the first half. Kelly Neff along with Teresa Patterson. Teresa will be here tomorrow. There'll be a different person to work with tomorrow, but she'll be here for all three of them.
Now, that was a great ball played in by American Heritage, but I would have loved to see that forward take a positive touch. We talk about forwards receiving the ball in the attacking third, and we'd like to see them stay in the attacking third. Her first touch was negative.
As the ball will be played inbounds once again. So the 3A, 4A, and 5A just started to rain. People are getting umbrellas out. So does that change your strategy if it starts to drizzle a little bit?
It does. The ball's going to skip, and one of the things you're going to emphasize is framing the goal. And that's following up any shots. The goalkeepers won't be able to handle things cleanly, and you want to make sure you have people on the backside, so to speak, framing the goal, making it bigger for any deflections.
Well, on the way over here, driving here, it did kind of rain pretty hard, but for the most part, we've had good weather today. A little windy, and it did play a factor early on in that first game. Hasn't been a factor much here. Here come the Bulldogs. Bolles on the attack, coming down to midfield. Good pass. Now they're ready on the attack. Got somebody on the left side.
Oh, great ball by Rachel Sorrells.
Yep.
Oh, great
my.
save. Great save. And that's Courtney Tompkins coming out, making the goal small, showing physical courage. Impressive.
You know, like in hockey, a goalie can come out, and that decreases the angles. Does it the same way in soccer? The more you come out?
Absolutely. That's your job as a goalkeeper, to limit make the goal smaller by your positioning. But it's a gamble. You have to be set before they shoot.
You have to keep an eye on the person on the other side, too.
For sure.
Here come Bolles again. Nope, not going to keep the ball. Under 22 minutes left to go, first half. Fast moving that first game today, we had no cards. We had very few penalties. We've had very little stoppage of play here because there's only been one goal.
You know, I think the bigger field opens the game up a bit, and you see a little less contact maybe than you do on the smaller fields. You know, one player I've been really impressed with American Heritage is a freshman who's starting, and it's Myra Paleo. She seems to really, here she is on the ball now. She has such composure for her age, and she's making the simple passes, allowing her team to keep possession. Really impressed with the maturity for such a freshman.
5'4" freshman. 1-0. Now, when we're progressing from 1A to 2A to 3A and so forth, will it get more physical the more you go along, or
not necessarily? Yeah, classifications in the state of Florida are a little deceiving. For instance, the 1A champion St. John's Country Day, they have athletes that could, play and they could beat 6A schools. So, yeah, you can't say athleticism is indicative to the classification.
Now, when do the all-state teams come out? It's usually right after the season, right?
Yeah, the Florida Athletic Coaches Association all-state teams will come out at the end of this month. The ballots have already been placed, and it's just voting in each sectional level and then at the state level.
Oh, so they've already voted on it, they just haven't announced it yet.
Correct.
So what they do here
won't have an impact, but it will have an impact on the player of the year in each classification.
Oh, they wait on that.
Yeah, so the player of the year, they hold off until the end of the Final Four, player and coach of the year.
Does that usually come from the champion?
Yeah.
Usually?
Yes, it does. I have not known a coach to get coach of the year that wasn't the coach of a championship team.
Okay. So we have a little stoppage of play for a second. Now we're ready to go again. 1-0 American Heritage with the lead. American Heritage. I found out some interesting statistics about this school. There's a shot attempt that's blocked. You got to get it out of there if you're Bolles. They're trying their darndest.
Bolles has some good athletes defensively. They're beating Heritage to the ball in the box consistently.
Bolles, they used to have what's called an FHSAA all sports title. They don't have it anymore, but they ran it for a number of years. This school won 26 of those titles in a row.
Wow.
From 1980
it's the
through
Stanford of high schools.
Yeah, it is. Through 2005. 2005 was the last year. Now we have this hydration break we were talking about,
yes.
where they have it at about the 20-minute mark of the first half. A lot of health-related changes in rules over the years, haven't there?
There really have been, and it's for the best of the players. I mean, just like on the NFL, they've even limited contact in preseason to help. You know, now we know more with sports medicine about the I guess the consequences of being an athlete, so to speak. I think that we've adjusted accordingly. But I wanted to get to Matt Tracy's strategy.
Okay.
You know, I talked about him making the move to a man-to-man defense with a sweeper and stopper in the back. That's not the norm. When you watch international soccer and college soccer, they all play zonally. But he said, I want to do this because I want to make the other team feel uncomfortable. They're not used to having that tight pressure. And he made the switch because so many club teams are playing zonal. So now the forwards playing against him have to adjust to that constant person chasing them, defender chasing him. Now there's a big downside to that. When you win the ball, you're at the mercy of the attacking team because they've pulled your shape, you know, to them. So when you win the ball, it's harder to keep it and possess. So it'll be interesting to see as the game goes on if Bolles will manage to, you know, have possession.
Okay, do you think they'll stick with, how long will they stick with it until they figure out he's really not doing well?
Well, I mean, he said it works for him. They played zonally in the first half of the season. Remember, this is a district runner-up. You know, we're seeing in Bolles a team that lost to Episcopal in the district championship. And, you know, he said that the loss made them reevaluate and look at themselves and change some things. So he credits that loss to why they're here today. And we talked about how competitive that district is.
Yeah. In that Episcopal tournament match, they actually beat them in the regional semifinals, but that was double overtime.
Right. You know, whenever you're a district runner-up, if you win your games, you're going to face that champion in regionals again. So that just shows growth for that team.
Man, they grew fast, quickly.
They did. They adjusted.
Yeah.
It was a wake-up call.
They won their state semifinal over Ocala Trinity Catholic 6-0. So a little
See,
shut
they're
up
getting
there.
out of one of those major urban areas that benefits from all the great club programs. You know, First Coast is a great club program that I know feeds into the Bolles School, just like it did to St. John's Country Day.
Okay. Still 1-0. As you can see there, the team in white, the Bulldogs of Bolles, down to the Stallions of American Heritage Delray, 26-2-1. Now their two losses this year came very late in the season. They lost to Ursuline and they lost to Boyd. They lost 2 of their last 4 and tied. So in their last 4 games of the year, they lost 2 and tied 1. Then they got on a roll, obviously, when regionals began.
Well, here's Julie
There's
with a great shot. She cut it back to her right foot. And again, we see a real talented player creating a dangerous shot at distance. Another Florida State Seminole.
Yep. Florida, that one sailed high. So the in-state schools, they recruit the state very well.
Well, you know, I would think, and when I was a college coach, I felt this way, you better keep your talent in state, you know? So if there's talent in your state, you want to get the best of it. And then you can look outside for players that are going to help round out your recruiting. And Florida State, like I said before, has done a great job of that, finding the most talented players and convincing them that they want to be a Seminole. And who wouldn't want to be? I mean, they're in the Final Four. They're ACC champions. Who wouldn't want to be?
Now, you play college in Georgia, in the state of Georgia. How's the high school soccer in Georgia? Is that pretty good too?
It is, especially around the Atlanta area. Georgia has strong soccer as well. But my school that I attended, there's Yuli Lopez. What a great job she did penetrating on the left side. See, she has that combination again of speed and the ability to take players on, technical speed and physical speed. It makes her so dangerous.
There's Carly Stevens. She's the freshman we talked about. 1-0, American Heritage in the navy blue. You see one of the practice fields out there shut down. Their lights getting darker around the old complex here. Still on the attack. Bolles trying to get some defense going. American Heritage still.
Oh, good turn.
They got it on the 20.
Such a crafty player.
There's the pass inside and they clear it. Bolles clears it out.
Wow, American Heritage really is keeping the ball, doing a great job of kind of recycling possession. Here's Hannah Coy.
Oh, a little wide.
To Tatiana. Okay.
I think Kanakoy, I think she was surprised the ball was still clear when it went to her right.
Well, there was a lot of traffic in there. Good defensive pressure by the Bolles school, and that off-balanced her for that shot.
So American Heritage won their state semifinal 2-0 over Clearwater Central Catholic. In fact, in 4 playoff games, they've only given up 1 goal. Obviously, the defense is pretty good there.
I would say so. And we saw a corner kick miss hit there. Still probably feeling, there might be still some opening game jitters going on. Or maybe the ball slipped due to the rain, and that's why she mishit it. That's probably a better explanation.
Yeah, the umbrellas are still up. It's not a heavy rain. It's just a bit of a drizzle. Clearing the ball to center of the field. Here comes Heritage. There we go. Far side. It's going to go out of bounds over by their bench. Kelly Neff along with Teresa Patterson here for the 2A state championship girls soccer. We don't know how many years it's going to be here. We don't know if it's going to move back to the University of Tampa next year. I haven't been to their soccer facility, but obviously they were there for so many years. It must be fairly good.
Oh, yeah. Of division school programs, they have one of the nicest facilities. It was there 14 years, but what an opportunity for these players to play at this new soccer complex.
Here comes the kick. Now, Steinbrenner, you had your own field?
Oh, well, we had a multi-sport field, like most of these schools, where you share it with football, boys, soccer, flag football, band practices.
Yeah? Wow.
So the surface isn't nice like this. It's overused. Here's Yuli Lopez again. She just continues to be a presence on that left flank.
American Heritage at their end of the field. Cleared to midfield, but there's not going to be anything going for Bolles here.
And that was Marley Batiste doing a good job as a center back, winning the ball and helping her team maintain possession.
Missed the pass.
That's a rare miscue for Megan Campbell. She's been attacking from that right defender position with success all day. But here's a dangerous chance for Bolles, number 14 on the ball.
Here's Bolles.
Great ball by Lindsay.
There's a good pass. There's a shot up. Hit the pole.
What a great ball by Lindsay, turn back, and a near miss by her teammate. Naomi O'Leary, I believe.
Boy,
yeah.
Look at how disappointed she looks as she goes off.
Well, I think she was going off before. The coach, Coach Tracy had that sub waiting to go in. It had nothing to do with the fact that she mishit the ball, but maybe there was some fatigue that led to her mishitting that. But what a great pass by Lindsay, turn back. Such vision and the ability to play that ball at speed, finding the seam between the defenders.
13.5 minutes left to go. There's Courtney Tompkins, the goalkeeper. Little bumping going on near side. Bolles still with the ball. Good camera work here as we get a good shot of the midfield with Shay Newman. Boy, they're starting to get a little confidence.
That's great combination play by Bolles.
Bolles in the white, playing a little more aggressively now.
Great combination play. The hardest, the most difficult pass to make in soccer is that final pass, and it fell short there. That, when we call a final pass, is that last pass that gets a forward in behind the defense. But overall, through the midfield, they're starting to get a rhythm.
Stamps couldn't get to it. It goes into the corner. Keep it from going out of bounds. American Heritage all the way to midfield. Little pass to the Shay Newman. Now back to midfield. Now it's at the other end. It's American Heritage. Tries to get back, but not quickly enough. Approaching
Katie
the 12
Pereski, actually, the defender who won that ball, it looked like she was playing a bit direct. I'd like to see him try to get the ball on the ground and pass it. That's when they've had their most success, Bolles has.
Still at midfield. Still 1-0, just the one goal by Penagos for American Heritage, and that's been it. It's a 2A state championship.
Well, here's Lopez again. Gosh, we're going to say her name a lot. Look at this skill.
Look at it.
A left-footed service.
Oh, she almost had it in. Penagos, again, almost had her second goal.
You almost want to say that Tatiana's run put her too close to Lopez, and that's kind of why it was easy to defend for Bolles.
That one just wide.
Ball. Yeah.
Not quite enough speed to catch up to it. You know, we talked a little bit earlier about speed as opposed to footwork and finesse. What do you think the most important attribute is?
Well, it depends on the position, but at the highest levels, players have to have that athletic speed, that technical speed, and what we call tactical speed or speed of thought, you know, to process runs off the ball and to be in the right place at the right time. So I think you need a combination of all those speeds on a team.
and stamina.
Yes,
Gotta
yeah.
have that. Here's Bolles. Bolles making a move, and they're going to lose possession. Ball's going to go out of bounds.
Interesting that the goalkeeper, Courtney Tompkins, didn't call for that ball, but since she didn't communicate it, then Marley Batiste had to go ahead and clear it. You really like the goalkeeper to get the ball since she's facing forward and can help maintain possession.
So is your goalkeeper constantly talking?
Yeah, she's the quarterback of the defense usually. You want her to be a vocal leader, organize out of the back, and make sure that her defenders, when they're facing her, know that she's an option.
Here's an attack, but the ball's passed too far in front.
But there's Sarah Parody again. We talked about her. She's going to be a presence in this game. Great skill.
Yep, there she is.
Great explosiveness.
Number 9, her pass is going to be deflected. Blocked. American Heritage in the blue. Wow.
And there's a call. You know, that's what Lopez is going to bring in the game. Her physical presence allows her to hold the ball, and she's going to draw fouls. And what a smart place to do it in the attacking third. This is going to be a dangerous free kick here. Hopefully she's okay. She looks to be a little
little limp there.
Yeah. And I see an ankle brace on that left ankle.
5'5" junior. But like you pointed out earlier this evening, you've gotten this far. Unless the coach insists, you're not going out of the game if you're a big star like that.
Not your senior year. Not your senior year in this championship game. Well, here we have the freshman again over the ball, Myra Paleo.
And kicked a little bit too hard.
A little ambitious with that.
Yeah. might have won the Super Bowl if she kicked the field goal like that.
Well, that's a hard distance for anybody to hit, but a flat ball like that.
Now, how far was that?
Oh, about 30, I think.
30. So this field is longer or wider, or both? Both than a regular high school field?
But American Heritage has a soccer-specific field, so it's not new to them. But
Whoa.
I believe Bolles plays within a track. I could be wrong on that.
You know, I've just moved to Florida fairly recently. Does Florida provide Olympic caliber soccer players?
Oh yeah, yeah. Our state teams, there's what you call the Olympic development system, and you have state teams, and then players compete, and then they'll make a Southeast region team and a national team, and you frequently see players from Florida, definitely on the Southeast team, and on the national team as well.
Here's some Bolles missing the attack.
Marley Batiste again as that center back. She does a great job of reading play, and athletically, she's just as fast as anybody that Bolles has up front. So she's going to be tough to beat.
Another freshman, 5'8", number 20.
Hard to believe, huh?
It
Look
is.
how athletic she is.
It doesn't look like a freshman at all.
No, well, a lot of these players from American Heritage play for this very successful club team called the Renegades. And they have teammates that commit to Division I schools as well. Just a strong, strong club in South Florida.
And they play during the summer, right?
Year-round.
Oh,
when high school's not in season.
Oh,
and even during Christmas break, they play.
Really? Okay. Do they go all over the country then?
For sure. Yeah, they compete nationally and sometimes internationally.
Wow. Must have good support financially. Ball goes out of bounds far side. We're under the 7.5-minute mark of the first half. Still 1-0. Is it a well-played game so far in your eyes?
Yeah, it is well played. I think athletically both teams match up. American Heritage seems to be a more possession-oriented, maybe more technical player for player. But overall, it's a real competitive match. Exciting to watch.
Here's Bolles. Bolles in the white, right in midfield. And a little trip, and we have a whistle. Between games, I was out in the parking lot. You know, you talk about the players and all the work they do. One of the officials went by. I mean, those guys never get a break. This guy's just pouring sweat off, and they have to be in shape.
That's why they have fitness tests,
Man.
right? They really do have to pass fitness tests.
Wow.
And 10, Brooke O'Hare, the SMU commit, tried to serve that ball in.
American Heritage. Ball goes out of bounds. Bolles will play it in. They don't waste any time getting those second balls in, do they?
No. It really seems like they both coaches want the game to be up tempo. You're not seeing a lot of stalling with set pieces or balls going out of bounds. You know, they're both are aggressive. Neither team is sitting back and reading, so to speak.
Just under 6 minutes remaining, first half. Kelly Neff along with Teresa Patterson to bring you the 2A State Soccer Championship for the girls.
Maddie Kulik plays a great ball in, just a little too much for Sammy Stamps, but still made that defender for American Heritage deal with it. I told you she was going to clean things up. You have to be really fast to get behind Marley Batiste.
So Coach Steve Burgess, American Heritage Delray, from way down south, Bolles from way up north. Ball on the near side, now the pass, and it's going to be cleared out by the Stallions.
That was a great effort by Brooke O'Hare over here on the left side to send that ball across. The time was just a little off.
Goes a little too long. Now we talked about Bolles losing 8 games during the course of the year, and they actually got off to a very slow start. They were 2-4 at the beginning of the year. Lost to Stanton, Fleming Island, Lake Island Prep, and Flagler Palm Coast, all in their first 6 matches.
Well, you know, one of the things I know about this Bolles team is they lost 8 seniors from last year's state semifinal team. So to overcome the loss of 8 players for a team that went to the Final Four, it says a lot, but it also explains that slow start.
Then they all just came together and ran off a whole string of wins after that. And most of their other losses, all their other losses came in the second half of the season, where they lost to American Heritage and George Jenkins. We talked about them. Lost to Bartram Trails. Their 2 ties came towards the end of the season. Still 1-0. We're at the 4-minute mark.
Well, you know, as a coach, you learn more oftentimes from a loss than you do a win. And maybe that explains their growth over the season.
You actually can do that. Here's the ball to the far side. You know, as hard as these teams played tonight, we saw the 1-8 as well. There haven't been many injury timeouts. Here's the attack for Bolles, but American Heritage's Courtney Tompkins. How often do you see a state championship match where both goalies are freshmen?
I don't think I ever have seen that.
Man.
Yeah, it's such an integral position on the field. And it's a leadership position, so oftentimes you see upperclassmen in those roles. But hey, talent plays.
Sure.
So
it's all stems from that club scene that you were talking about.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah. What do they do? They have like their own booster clubs for those things? How do they?
Well, they're out. It's like AAU in basketball. They have different club teams. They're not boosters, so to speak. They're just competitive teams with different coaches that compete year-round. And you'll have the best players from all the high schools in your area. So, for instance, HCU is a club in Hillsborough. They have kids from like 8 to 10 different high schools. So it's basically all-star teams. And it's per birth year, which is different than high school. High school, you see freshmen through seniors, so you have 15 through 18-year-olds. But in club, you play within your birth year.
Okay. So it's mainly metropolitan areas like Jacksonville and Tampa and places like that that have the club teams.
You're absolutely correct.
Yep. Some of the smaller schools don't get an opportunity to do that. Well, the ball's still at midfield. We're under 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. Good job with support personnel at this tournament. There's ball persons, ball boys, ball girls. Everybody seems to have their jobs and their positions.
Yeah, Hillsborough County Public Schools does a great job of organizing this event. I know they hope to keep it.
Now, who's the host high school for this?
Wharton High School. Their athletic boosters actually are the personnel for the ball personnel and at the tickets at the door and even in concessions. And they benefit from it as well.
Their hot dogs are very good, by the way. They're nice and hot, and the buns are nice and soft.
Well, good. I might have to have one of those later.
Might hope they don't close up too soon after the game's over. Got an hour and a half drive. I got to get something to eat on. Minute and a half to go. Very good first half. 1-0. Some good shots. Good players. A good player right there. Get the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, that's Rachel Sorrells again. She's one of the seniors and leaders for this Bolles team. And we're going to say her name all night. She's really in the mix in the midfield. She does a good job of winning balls and has great vision.
American Heritage and Bolles. American Heritage with the ball into the attack zone here as they get the ball to Yuli Lopez. Lopez on the attack. Regains control. And her shot is going to be...
Okay, now what happened there, Yuli Lopez has the ability to hold the ball and to get dangerous. And her teammate, Sydney Parati, was the only one that was moving off the ball and taking advantage of the space that she was creating. I'd like to see more of the American Heritage players adjust off the ball and not have that Michael Jordan mentality where you stand and watch.
She's going to do it all.
Yeah.
So they need to be a little more alert as to what she's doing.
They just need to maybe be less,
less
don't watch, do.
Right.
Find dangerous spaces that are being opened up by those runs that she's making.
Okay.
And like I said, Sydney Parody did a great job of it. But tactically, I think her other teammates can do a better job of taking advantage of the space she creates.
Okay. Well, this will be the last couple of kicks here in the first half. So we got the game is now at halftime. 1-0. Not a whole lot to review here, but what would you say is your evaluation of the first half on each side?
Well, I think it's going to be a battle. I almost can guarantee it's not going to end 1-0 because both teams have too much firepower. So it's going to be exciting to see the adjustments both coaches make going into second half.
All right, we're at halftime. We're going to take a break. Stallions leading the Bulldogs 1-0. Second half is coming up in just a few minutes.
Virtual school, online education, anytime, anyplace, anytime, anyplace. Sun Sports. Sun Sports and FSA Florida, the exclusive television home for the FHSAA finals. Bright House Sports Network, the official cable partner of the FHSAA. And Brian, the official call of the 2012 Girls Soccer Finals. Fans don't get to stop by the team right away. Purchase your official license FHSAA Finals soon. Official FHSAA Finals merchandise on sale now. The FHSAA is on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/FHSAA and become a fan. On the site, you can keep up with teams and people who strive to make high school athletics in the state of Florida the best. That's facebook.com/FHSAA. Be a fan of all. You can relive all the action from today's championship game by watching a replay on Bright House Channel 47, HD 1147. Check out the girls' soccer page on the FHSAA website for information about replays of the game.
with a 1-0 game at halftime. We're about ready to go for the second half. American Heritage with the lead, and Teresa, I suspect that they won't make too many changes here at halftime, and for the second half, still going to play it the same way.
Yeah, as I look, it looks like it's the same system on both sides of the balls, but maybe the priorities will change. We'll have to see. Now, Bolles has the wind. We'll see if that impacts how they attack this half.
And this is a pretty stiff wind, so would you change anything at all because of that? What would you change, in other words?
Well, I think the distance that your defense has to hold, the line that you have to hold for any punts, or if there's not pressure on the ball, you have to be deeper when you're playing against the wind than if you have the wind. So the starting line for your defense will shift based on whether you have the wind or not.
Tatiana Penagos, a goal in the first half, and that's it. 1-0 American Heritage, trying to win for the third consecutive year.
And boy, isn't that who you want to score as senior? You know, in her last game of her high school career, to come out and score the first goal of the game, it's like a script, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And there's only 5 seniors on the whole team. So they just got to reload for possibly another shot at the championship a year from now.
Impressive depth for sure on that American Heritage team.
Hannah Coy. Did you say you coached Hannah Coy, or was it her sister?
Her younger sister on a state team.
We're ready for the play-in here by the Bulldogs. The team in white, the Bolles school.
Alex Price has been doing a great job in the back for American Heritage. She's so clean. She makes soccer look so simple. That's what you ask for your defenders. They don't have to be fancy. You don't want them to take risks, but when it comes for them to win the ball, to handle it cleanly and keep possession.
American Heritage, state champions in 2011, 2010, 2006, 2004.
Rachel Soros continues to be dangerous with her great technical ability and vision. There she tries to play in Naomi Leary. I really like the vision on that central player for Bolles.
Stallions of American Heritage on the attack. And not able to, now here they go.
Well, there's the freshman making Shea Newman pay for an unclean touch in the middle of the field. You know, central midfielders have to be able to control that ball efficiently on the first touch, and if you don't, you're under pressure.
The officials for this match, incidentally, are all from down south. You have Mark Kahan, who's the center official. Sideline 1 is Randy Cook. Sideline 2 is Carlos Burrell. The fourth official, Don DeLavia from Broward County Athletic Association. Here's the attack. Here's a shot attempt. It's in.
Oh, great goal. Great goal by Sabrina Chung, the freshman. You know, she got behind. She didn't hesitate. She pulled the trigger and actually finished the ball across the goal to the opposite post. I don't want to take anything away from the goal, but I really would have liked to seen Bolles goalkeeper Carly Stevens come out more and cut down the angle as the play developed. But overall, composure on that goal was phenomenal for the American Heritage forward.
Sabrina Chung, the freshman, her 14th goal of this season. Now they have a little breathing room. It's a 2-0 lead. Ball.
Naomi Leary is being in wide for Bolles all day, and I think that their attack's going to benefit if they can get the ball to her feet more often. Well, that's a long throw.
Pelayo kicks the ball out of bounds. Bolles going to kick the ball out of bounds near side. Kelly Neff along with Teresa Patterson, we're going to, in about 36 minutes or so, crown a Class 2A state champion. Going to be the same as 1 year ago across town.
A three-peat for American Heritage, or, you know, will Bolles take it, right?
Well, Bolles probably could use a goal anytime now to kind of cut that down. They don't want to get down too far. 3-0 is going to be hard to come back from.
Well, you know, you're starting to see a rhythm. Bolles' left back initiated that attack.
Almost had something. They had the numbers there for a minute.
You know, that's the problem. Too many numbers. All the Bolles players are making a run to the same space in the field. It makes it real easy to defend. I'd like to see them just be more aware of the runs that their teammates are making and find different space to get dangerous within.
2-0 score, thanks to goals by Penagos and Chung. Country Day won the 1A championship 7-1 over Palmer Trinity. Well, you were right in one respect, Teresa. The final score is not going to be 1-0.
Yes.
It might not even be 2-0.
I am a fortune teller. Just let me pick your lottery numbers,
Good.
right?
Yep, we got the lottery drawing tomorrow, folks, so take what she says. Take it to heart. Ball out of bounds.
Well, Shane Newman for Bolles did a good job of winning that ball. I'd like to see them hold on to it. Maybe a little bit more communication.
American Heritage, Delray. Trying to get a little offense going here, but ball's going to be played in by Bolles. Bolles has had more offensive opportunities here in the
is it
second
the wind?
half.
Because the ball was in this the same half of the field all the first half. Maybe the wind was playing a bit of a factor. A bigger factor than we thought.
Not raining now. It was raining a lot during the first half. A little drizzle, not a steady rain or anything.
All right, so Rachel Sorrells does a great job for attacking the end line, so to speak. Doesn't get a corner, but gets a dangerous throw, and we know her teammate has the ability to put this in there. It's like a corner kick almost.
Here's the ball, near corner. Wow. Kick that long
That
ways.
was from Naomi O'Leary. Oh, way to switch the point of attack. I would have liked to seen that ball a little bit more forward. Great idea, just not quite the execution they would have liked.
Didn't quite work for Bolles. Now they have to go back on the defense.
Look at that. That's such an aware player. That's that freshman number 5, the central midfielder with such awareness. But here comes Julie Lopez.
She's so nice job to keep that ball and get it to a teammate.
That was physical courage and strength.
Here comes Hannah Coy again. Hannah Coy from the corner gets the ball taken away from her.
Oh, great defending by Bolles.
Bolles coming up the near sideline. And out of bounds to Bolles.
You know, the one thing I like about the Bolles forwards is if the pass is off and it goes to American Heritage, they work really hard when they don't have the ball to defend. And that's something you look for in all forwards, but especially if you don't have the lead.
Some of the Bolles fans thought the ball should have gone the opposite direction, but
this could be dangerous. Oh.
Here's American Heritage clearing it, far side.
That was a good idea by Lily Arnold, just a little off.
Just about 33 minutes left to go before a state champion is crowned in Class 2A.
There's Arnold again with some great vision, playing the ball to her teammate on the left.
Here's it up. Defensive play by Hannah Coy. Kept that ball from going any further.
Well, whatever Coach Tracy said at halftime worked. Oh, I spoke too soon.
Comes American Heritage.
Oh, great
nice save.
Great save by Carly Stevens. And the ball's still alive. It could be dangerous.
Wow, Bolles got that out of there quickly.
Dodged a bullet, huh?
Yeah.
But Carly Stevens, the freshman goalkeeper, came up big again. She does a good job of cutting down the angle of the shooters as they enter her box.
Maintained a 2-0 deficit anyway. 32-minute mark of half number 2.
Great overlapping run there.
Ball nearing midfield. Far sidelines, that's American Heritage. Keeping it in, getting it into their half of the field. Now the ball goes out of bounds and Bolles will play it in.
You know, I can't say her name enough, but a rising star in the Florida soccer scene is Mara Paleo for American Heritage number 5. Just a freshman and showing just a technical sophistication that we're not seeing by all the other players that are years older than her.
She's listed midfielder. She scored 6 goals, though. Here's a score. Oh, it's knocked out.
Oh. This is going to be a foul on American Heritage. Yuli Lopez was off balance, took a shot, didn't work out, tried to win it back, and, you know, that happens.
Yes.
You lose your balance.
Megan Block actually fell on top of the ball.
Or was pushed.
Probably.
Or fell upon. We'll say fell
upon. Well, yeah, we'll give her the benefit of the doubt. We don't want to.
Well, forwards are able to take those risks. You certainly don't want defenders unbalancing themselves on opponents in your own box.
That's true.
In the box that you're attacking, it's okay. Let the official call that.
All right, can they catch up with it? Bolles trying to come up with it, but they are not going to be able to. Ball goes out of bounds. Bolles will play it in. Clock continues to run with just about 30 and a half left.
It looks looks like American Heritage got the scouting report on O'Leary because they're prepared for her long throw. They're just sitting back and giving her space near the line, but, you know, sitting back and waiting for a longer throw.
Naomi O'Leary, one of the leading shooters. You know, Bolles hasn't scored a lot of goals this year.
Well, here's a shot.
That was way wide. In fact, the most goals that Bolles has ever scored in a game. Well, they scored 11 once. Scored 9 once, so I guess maybe I should have looked at that before I mentioned.
You know, in high school, in Florida high school soccer, that means they scored that in the first half because there's a mercy rule here where it's 8 goals or the first half, whichever comes first. So you could score 20 goals in that half. But as soon as 8 are scored, they say, well, let's shut it down and let the kids go home and do their homework.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So that was against Trinity Christian. But they have, let's see, they've been shut out 7 times this year.
Well, you know, they play in one of the most competitive districts in the state. There's so many talented 2A schools in that Jacksonville area. So, I mean, it makes sense.
Bolles being shut out right now in the state championship. 29.5 minutes left to go. There's a ball scooped up by Carly Stevens.
It was a good turn. Good idea to take the shot. You always like to see players that have that courage to take their own shots in the box. Just not enough on it.
Nope. Here's American Heritage again. American Heritage with Tatiana Pelagos. Pelagos, the one that scored the first goal. Ball near side now to Lopez. Can't get the shot off, and it goes out of bounds.
But a good idea. She's, like we saw in our first game, she's attacking the end line. And when a player is successful in doing that, if they can turn the corner, all of her teammates are on sides. So it's a real dangerous situation to put yourself in. She just had a little bit too much on that touch. Got away from her, so to speak.
Have you noticed that she used both feet equally well?
Well, she's a left-sided player. She likes her left foot. The shots that we've seen, I think she's had them from both.
Here's the ball to Bolles. Kelly Neff along with Teresa Patterson. This is the 2A state championship. Florida High School Athletic Association Network bringing you all 5 state championships this weekend.
Heritage's defense is so organized. I'm really, really impressed with them. But you know what? They also have had the opportunity to play some of the best teams in the country. I see on their schedule they played Ursuline and Plano West out of Dallas, so they took some trips and didn't win all those games, but I think defensively they're more organized because of the results that they faced from some of the best teams in the country out of our state.
Okay. Are they limited to the number of times they can go out of state?
Private schools have different rules. You have to get approval from your district office if you're a public school, but private schools, I think it's more of a funding situation. If you have the money, there are schools that are willing to host you. So you see more girls soccer programs travel out of state that are private. I don't know of any Florida high schools that are public that have gone out of state.
Just don't have the money, I suppose, for one thing.
In many districts, like in Hillsborough County, the district does your scheduling, and the only leeway you have is with tournaments. So you would have to ask for approval to go, but yeah.
Are those usually weekend trips, or I would assume they would be?
Yeah, all the tournament. Well, I mean, local. We play in a local tournament, and it's during the week. This injury, this might be significant for Bolles. Did you see what player?
No, I did not see. They're have trainers on site, and I don't know if each team has a trainer or not, but they have trainers on site.
Well, just looking at the rosters, it appears that that if I had to say which team had the most depth, that would be American Heritage. They have their max. The FHSAA limits you to 22 players on a roster, and they have 22.
Okay.
I bet they had to, cut that roster. I told you
bet.
before about their feeder programs in their schools. So anytime you have a team that doesn't have as many players on the bench, you hate to see one of your starters, especially it looks like one of their defenders down.
And she's getting up right now, number 9. Shay Newman. We talked about American Heritage and how they've been here every year. Jacksonville's Bolles is no slouch. I mean, they were the 1994 Class 3A champion, 2-1 win over Clearwater Central Catholic. They were the 1995 Class 4A champion, 5-1 over Barron Collier. 1996 runner-up. They lost to Bishop Moore of Orlando. Then they were back on the winning track again. They won the 4A title in 1997. They're the Class A runner-up in 2001, Class A runner-up in 2003, 3A champion in 2008, 3A runner-up 3 years ago. So they've been here a number of times.
Yeah, 2 storied programs and 2 coaches that have been in this situation. So it probably explains why they both came in so prepared.
And 2 of those times they played American Heritage. And in both of those cases they lost. So they've got that to overcome here in the final 27 minutes and 37 seconds. Down 2-0. Tournament continues tomorrow. You'll be able to hear right here on the Florida High School Athletic Association Network. Teresa Patterson will be here. She will have someone else sitting here with her tomorrow. But we wish you many hours of sunshine and nice weather tomorrow. Here's the ball back in play after the injury to Shane Newman. As American Heritage is going to get into the attack mode here.
Again, you know, that was that freshman Myra playing the ball in. Just great vision. You know, one thing I noticed about Bolles, on their goal kicks, when they have the goal kick, they're getting their outside midfielders so wide. And that's great if you maintain possession. But the last 2 times, they did not. And so now, if you have both outside midfielders that wide, and the other end, American Heritage wins the ball, you really have to track back to defend. And that's kind of what's happening.
Mm-hmm. Here's Bolles putting the ball in play. At midfield, it is Megan Block. But she loses control of it, and here comes American Heritage again. As
Great
the shot is in.
Great goal. Great goal. Great composure by Yuli Lopez. Again, the freshman, number 5, Mira Paleo. Great vision, plays that ball in with the right foot to Yuli. Takes a couple touches, regains her composure, catches their goalkeeper, Bolles' goalkeeper, Carly Stevens, moving and just slides it in. Nice finish by that senior.
Bolles has some work to do now. They're down 3-0 to the defending state champions. Yuli Lopez. You know, with her being a junior and Chung being a freshman and Panagos being the only senior to have scored tonight.
You know, I said Yuli Lopez was a senior. She's playing like one, isn't she? But
she is.
She's just
junior.
verbally committed with FSU. She's a junior. Pretty amazing.
Yep. A lot of good young players around here. Saw a lot of them in that 1A game as well. American Heritage with the ball at the 26-minute mark of half number 2.
That was a good ball in by Alex Taylor, and now she's overlapping, trying to get into the attack.
And Lopez can't get to that when it goes out of bounds.
You know, American Heritage is at its best when it doesn't try to connect too many passes on one side of the field, and that time they did, and it's probably why Bolles won the ball.
Here comes Bolles.
This is dangerous. At speed.
Nobody there. Bolles keeping it on their end of the field.
Oh, good defending. You know, the last 2 times that Bolles has gotten in, their forwards kind of have hesitated, and they've given American Heritage defenders the chance to get back and defend. I really would like the next time you see a final pass to a Bolles forward that they just go at speed, take on that defender, don't think about it. And it seemed to have happened the last 2 times when I thought they had a build-up.
Get a little more aggressive offensively.
Yes, just decisive.
Yeah,
maybe.
decisive. That's a good word.
Decisive.
Yeah. All right, the ball will be played in. American Heritage leading at 3-0. Had a 7-1 lead or win by Country Day over Palmer Trinity in the first match tonight. Ball out of bounds. Under 25 minutes left to go in the 2A season for both of these teams. Here's a
This could be dangerous. Hannah Coy's taking this free kick, and she has some range. Watch her drive this ball in.
And it is going to, nope, it's going to be intercepted, but then kept alive by American Heritage.
There's Sydney
Here we
Parody
go.
again being dangerous on that left
Whoa,
side.
nice play.
You know, I call it the 3 C's. Their priorities in soccer, and it's corners, crosses, and counterattacks. And I think they're doing a great job of playing for those crosses and corners. Sydney got behind the defense and made them commit to the ball and either give up a corner kick or it would have been a goal.
Now, do they have X amount of seconds to get a corner kick off?
If they delay to a certain extent, it's up to the official. They'll tell them to speed the game up.
Okay. 'Cause some of them get there kind of slow.
When you're winning, you get there slow. Here's another one. That was a near post ball. Looks like they were targeting Alex Taylor there, and a Bulls defender cleared it.
We're ready to go for the corner kick again. Under 24 minutes remaining. There's, oh,
that was
almost.
a dangerous ball. Another corner.
Yeah. Good defensive play.
And look who's serving it, the freshman. She's their distributor, I tell you. I saw the Gators, the Florida Gators coach here and the FSU coach here, and I wonder if they're interested in that young player. I'm sure they'll track her.
They start looking at them that young, don't they?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the kick. This one.
Oh, goal.
Oh, it in.
Oh, goal.
There's Panagos again.
Yes, it is. It's the senior, Tatiana Panagos, in the right place at the right time. I think that you're going to give the assist to Sky Gunn. Maybe a double assist there, but way to be able to turn and hit that ball. That's not that easy. She showed good balance and composure that you would expect from a senior.
Apparently the Florida State coaches have seen enough.
Well, you know, it looks like it's going to start raining again. So.
Yes, it does. Said, I know who the good players are.
Well,
why sit in the rain?
Well, I think he's looking at the players that have already committed to his school.
Yeah. 4-0. American Heritage had it in their back pocket there at 2-0, and now it's 4-0. And they continue.
That was a good ball played in by Naomi O'Leary from Bolles. But again, number 20, who I've talked about all game, Marley Batiste, did a great job defending.
Boy, it's awfully hard to play catch-up in any sport when you get down four goals. Get down 4 runs in baseball.
Except for basketball.
Well, yeah, basketball, 2 shots, you can get that. Football, you get down by 4 touchdowns and it's all over. Baseball, you need a grand slam to catch up. 4-0 American Heritage with the lead. Next year they'll come back and see if they can make it 10 consecutive years in the state championship.
Hard to imagine. I mean,
Man.
They are a powerhouse. And there's another American Heritage team, but this one is the American Heritage in Plantation that we're going to see play tomorrow.
They play tomorrow.
Yeah.
Now, what class is that? I keep losing track of classes.
That's 3A. They're going to play Ponte Vedra at 11:05.
Boy, that was a good job that time by Bolles' Carly Stevens coming out to get that
Well, you can see why
save.
Coach Matt Tracy has so much to say about that freshman Carly Stevens. She really has come up big tonight. Even though it's 4-0, it would be a bigger difference if she weren't playing.
Yeah.
She shows it again with that courage off her line, dealing with the ball cleanly, and it is raining.
Could have been. Yeah, it's coming down pretty good right now. Coming straight down, so at least it's not blowing in their faces.
Rain is a goalkeeper's nightmare.
Oh, Rick, the ball gets so slippery.
Yes.
Yeah, because she's the only one who can use her hands. That's right.
Right.
As you see on the camera, just how much it's raining. Holy cow. It always looks worse on TV, though.
It does.
Yeah, but it's not quite that bad, but the umbrellas are keeping people dry, and we're here.
Oh, no foul there.
Wow. No.
All right, well, then let's be decisive in attack. You won the ball.
You take that, young lady. Man.
You know, too many touches in the middle third. No team is successful when you have a player attacking in the same direction, not changing the passing lanes available to them, and taking so many touches in the middle third because there's so much traffic. The best central players limit play to 1 or 2 touches, combine with players, and then the time and the space where you should take the touches in the attacking third when you're taking people on.
Well, they're at the almost the 20-minute mark, so they're going to take a break right now. There's still an injured player down there in the corner. And apparently she's up. Now, is there, as far as the weather concerned, let's talk about weather since it's raining. Obviously, if there's lightning, they pull them off the field, but just rain alone won't.
They'll play through rain. I know that they have a lightning detector here, and if there is lightning within range, they'll call the game suspended, so to speak. And I guess there's a time limit after the last lightning strike that the officials have as far as protocol that they'll call the players back on.
Okay.
But it's not like baseball. You can play in the rain.
Okay. But this is actually a 20-minute break. It's 20 and a half minutes to go, so they're close enough with an injured player. They decided to take the hydration break.
Yeah, Yeah, that's always up to the officials' discretion. When is a good time? It's about 20 where they call that. So a good time within the game for that switch. I tell you what, as a coach myself, when my team's down and it's heated, I want that 20 minutes to come quicker, right? Because it is a chance. You're not supposed to coach, but it is a chance to make some adjustments when they're getting water.
Kelly Neff along with Teresa Patterson, whose team last year from Steinbrenner High School won the Class 4A state championship. Tell us, well, I'm going to ask you what newspaper people, how did you feel?
I felt blessed. Our game went into overtime, and in the Southern victory, I think the first period, we actually scored on a flip throw. Our game-winning goal was on a flip throw, a senior to a senior, and we only had seniors score the entire Final Four. It was just like this script, like George Steinbrenner was smiling down upon us saying this is going to happen. But I felt blessed, and I did know that was going to be my last season going in. I knew that I was pregnant with my child, and I just couldn't believe it all came together like it did. Thanks for asking.
At a school named after George Steinbrenner, do you have an award like the Boss Award?
No. Our baseball team had the the GHS patches, and but no, we don't. We should.
Yeah, that'd be something to do.
Yeah.
You know, like the most valuable athlete of the year or something.
Is that what it would go to? The boss? Yeah.
That'd be the boss, the one. Boy, you can see the rain coming down now as they get back to action. Looks like Bolles, Sydney Vandroff was limping a little bit there. Now the field gets slippery. We're going to see a lot more misses with the kicks now.
You know, I really like Bolles' chances better in the rain to get back in this game. I think their direct style, this will suit them. Because if there's a mistouch by one of the American Heritage players, I really feel like their front two are opportunistic enough to take advantage of it.
Here comes American Heritage. They're still on the attack.
Another great
on the
ball
near
by
side.
Myra.
Megan Campbell across the front of the net.
Rachel Sorrell, see a little miscommunication there.
Still in the American Heritage end of the field. There you go. There she is. There's Lopez right there. Nope, she's not going to be able to get the kick off, but she gets the pass off.
That's a great, again, Myra, great run. Oh, good defending.
Wow.
Good defending by Bolles.
Yeah, that was, Katie Persicki?
Yes.
Persicki. See, you waited for me to pronounce it.
Yeah. I'm no dummy. But she's a senior, and I know Coach Tracy relies a lot on her in the back, so. And we hope we pronounced her name correctly, too, right?
I guess we're getting a little wet up here, so we'll start moving some things around. We are not in an enclosed press box, but we do have a roof over our head, which some of the fans have decided they want to take advantage of.
We have an audience.
Yes, we do. That's fine.
Yeah,
they don't even have to strain, just watch it on our flat screen here. Under 19 minutes left to play in this 2A championship.
That's a good ball through. I think Bolles is going to make something of it. They're attacking the end line again.
There you go.
Good ball.
Nice save.
See, again, that final pass, that's kind of where they're lacking. But more and more chances are being creative because they're playing simply in the middle of third.
Courtney Tompkins. Did you use freshmen on your team a lot?
You know what? Our first year we did because we had no seniors. I think I had like 13 freshmen on the roster. But last year we only had 2 freshmen play a significant amount of time. But they were first team all conference.
Oh, so my.
Pretty talented kids.
We're back at the American Heritage end of the field as our technicians try to keep everything out of the rain. At the 18-minute mark, it's still 4-0, so American Heritage, with each minute that ticks off, getting a little bit closer to another championship.
Well, you saw Lily Arnold for Bolles there do a good job defending against that freshman phenom on American Heritage, number 5.
Yeah, Palayo?
Yeah.
Rain is coming straight down, so it's like I say, it's not like it's blowing in anybody's face and really causing a lot of problems in vision. Bolles. Nope, ball's taken away. Lopez with a shot attempt, and it's going to be saved.
Well, it was a smart decision by Lopez to keep it low. You know, you coach your players. When it rains, the grass is slick and it'll speed the ball up, so drive your balls low, and it looks like Lopez got that lesson from Coach Burgess.
Lopez is a nice looking shooter. She can, very fluid.
She's strong, and I think that at the next level she's going to have to make that release just a bit quicker.
Okay.
Sometimes it takes her a while to wind up, so to speak, but
Okay.
boy does she have the tools. She's going to have a great college career.
There's another ball in play. Seems like all the fans brought umbrellas, but they're prepared. Ball goes out of bounds far side. We're at the 16.5-minute mark.
Again, Batista's arrogant. I told you she'd be tough to get behind.
Kelvin F. along with Teresa Patterson, former head girls soccer coach at Steinbrenner High School, right down the road here in Tampa. Now tell us about what you did before Steinbrenner opened.
I was at Gaither High School prior to that, and before that I was a Division I soccer coach for 12 years. I was
At Marshall, right?
Oh, well, I started the program at Marshall, was there for 6 years, but my last stop before high school was at Alabama, where I was a first assistant.
Ah. So how come you came back to the high school ranks?
Well, this is my home, and it's so nice to be home. My family's here, and college coaching is a lifestyle more than a career, and I was looking for a career.
Okay. You didn't like the recruiting part of it, huh?
Well, in soccer, different than football or basketball, there's no dead period. So literally it is a year-long cycle. There's no time that you can't be on the road, and there's no time that you can't bring them in.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
But it was an honor to coach all the student athletes at that level, but I'm just happy where I am now.
Yeah, and apparently successful. Well, here's the ball back to midfield. We have 15.5 minutes left to go. It's nice that we have a monitor because all the umbrellas are in front of us now. We can't see the field.
Well,
So-
Heritage, even in this weather, they're still playing skillful, possession-oriented soccer. I mean, and just that technical ability explains why they've had the success that they've had.
You know, right there you see Bolles, and they're not protecting the ball from getting wet. You know, in football, when it's raining, they'll put a towel over the football, but they don't protect it, or they can't protect it very well here.
Yeah, there's only 3 balls at a soccer game, so
Oh, that's
I think
all they
at
use?
football they have.
Oh, yeah, football, they have tons.
Yeah.
That's right, they only use 3 of them.
See,
Huh?
girls soccer players are just tougher.
They are. Look at them playing out there through all the rain and the muck and everything. And it's raining harder here. No lightning in the area, but lots of precipitation. And thanks to the Florida High School Athletic Association for providing a roof for us.
Well, I'm really impressed with how focused American Heritage stays defensively. You know, when you have a 4-0 lead, sometimes it's easy to take a break mentally, but they're not. Here's Julie Lopez again.
Julie Lopez, and she's going to get it. Well, I thought she was going to get taken away. She shoots and scores.
Okay, there's the quick release I was talking about.
Yeah, that's what you were looking for.
Yeah, right-footed to answer your question, but she's just such a good athlete.
That is her second score. She has 2. Penagos has 2. Chung has 1. 5-0 with 13:54 left to play in period number 2. Look at them, they're all
Bolles, I don't know
drenched.
if you noticed or not, but Bolles only has, I believe, 5 or 6 seniors on their roster.
Wow,
so,
one, yeah.
And they start a lot of underclassmen, so they're going to be a team to reckon with in the future
Yeah.
as well.
5 seniors and actually only 4 juniors. All the rest are sophomores and freshmen, including their only 2 goalkeepers.
Yeah, I don't think anybody expected them to return to this game after losing those 8 players from the semifinal team last year.
Had a little offsides there. As the ball will be played in by Bolles. Well, this will cut down on your crowd, won't it? I mean, everybody's heading to their cars. A 5-0 score and a steady rain. As you can see, very few people in the stands. Here is American Heritage. Of course, on the sidelines, you have no protection there, do you?
Oh, no. As a coach, it's the worst because rain, snow, sleet,
Yeah.
you stand, and you don't have the luxury of running to warm up, so no protection.
Ball blocked. Where I come from the upper Midwest, and They play soccer in the spring, obviously, because the weather in the wintertime's not conducive to playing soccer.
Florida's really the only place that can. Yeah.
The only state, it isn't the only state that plays in the winter, is it? Is there California maybe? Or?
California and Texas.
That's it?
Very few, though.
Wow. Everybody else is in the spring?
Yeah, Georgia. Georgia is a spring sport. Soccer is.
Okay. Gets kind of cold in Georgia, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's a good save by Bolles' goalkeeper, Carly. I like the way she attacked the ball and dealt with it in front of the near post, especially since it's so wet. Because if it were to slip, it would have been out of bounds. So that's good training and good discipline on her part.
Under 12 minutes left. Bolles down by 5, tries to get the ball, but American Heritage has it.
Nice turn by Tatiana.
Nobody has a teammate over there, so Bolles is going to regain possession. Kelly Neff along with Teresa Patterson, second state championship in Class 2A tonight. 1A earlier, won by Country Day, St. John's. Oh, there's a nice aggressive move.
Again, number 20, I keep calling her name, but Batiste, she's such a good athlete and such a young player. I can't believe she's a freshman.
Batiste, yep. She has not scored a goal all year, but then she's, all right, no goals.
I think her job's to prevent them.
Okay.
And she does a very good job at that.
Apparently she does, yes.
Here's an interesting battle. Called a bit of offsides on that deflection.
Yeah. Now
I like the way Carly Stevens is running to the ball, trying to get it back in play. You know, that's pride, trying to speed the game up and make something positive happen. It'd be so easy in these conditions to sit back and just say resign yourself to losing. But she's showing leadership for such a young player.
And on the far side, just in front of the Bolles bench, ball brought back in. Bolles trying to, just kind of like in the first game when Palmer Trinity just tried to get on the board towards the latter part of the game. That's what Bolles is trying to do here. And you never know. We've seen goals scored just seconds apart.
See, that was being decisive. And when they're decisive, they're successful. It's when they take too many touches, they lose the ball. We'll see what happens here.
Bolles right in their offensive zone up. Almost ran past that one.
Ooh. Number 3 really cleaned that up, Emily Hugh. That was a flat pass. It's easy to defend, and 3, showing her leadership, made it work.
Bolles on the shot attempt, but it's blocked well before it gets to the goalie. Now they're down at the other end. We're at the 10-minute mark, just under 10 minutes left to go, second half. Ball on the far side. Field isn't puddling up at all.
Well, Katie Prusecki, if that's how we say her name, she got called for coming in from behind. It's an easy thing to do with Tatiana. She's so strong on the ball. It's so hard to remove her from it. It's just a foul that's going to happen when you're playing against her.
So we're into the latter portion, the very last portion of the second half. Bolles with the ball deflected out of bounds. Bolles will play it back in. So you're going to get back into coaching someday?
Oh, I'm going to, what do they say about?
Never say never?
Well, I can't say never, but enjoy. Your kids grow up too fast. I want to enjoy Tegan.
Good for you.
It's my family's time.
Yep, that's good for you.
But I've been blessed with so many wonderful families to work with. It's just our time now.
And it's good she can, be born here at home.
Yeah, with her grandparents down the road.
Everybody here. Well, American Heritage, there's Lopez. Lopez on the near side. Oh, had the ball taken away by Lily Arnold.
I know. Well done by Lily. Wow. She is so tenacious. Here she is,
there she is again,
winning the ball. She's come alive since the rain.
Yes. She's a sophomore.
Small in stature, but big in physical courage.
In fact, she's not even the smallest player on the team. She's 5'3", but there's a freshman who's 5'2". Height, that really doesn't matter, does it?
Not so much. And I never knew the height of my players. I always said my goalkeepers were 6 foot tall, whether they were or not.
Well, more size there is probably better.
Material, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, as long as they're tall enough, they're going to be put there.
At the highest level, you need height because you have to win these balls. Like Sydney Peratti's been doing all day for American Heritage. And look at Lopez. She's got the height and the athleticism. So at the highest level, height does matter.
Here she goes. Nope, she's going to lose the ball. Saw some water splash up that time, so maybe it's starting to puddle up a little bit on the, at least on the near sidelines. There's the ball from Megan Campbell, but they lose it again.
Well, I'm pretty sure that this field, since it's such new construction, has a drainage system underneath where it's going to hold up real well for this tournament. So I don't anticipate that the rain's going to have an impact on today's game as far as the
field goals.
Yeah.
I figure if you're a Division I program in a major conference, you're going to spend a little money getting a good irrigation going.
And if you're in Florida, you're going to spend more, right?
Yep, you got to. A lot of serious athletics down around here. Ball will go out of bounds.
See, there's another time you see a central player for Bolles, Megan Block, get the ball, have some space, but all of her attacking players are running in straight lines. It is so hard if you attack in a straight line and they run in a straight line to find an angle to get that pass that'll split the defense. So something needs to change. She needs to penetrate at an angle, or they need to switch their runs up and go in diagonals. But a straight run from a central player to straight forwards, it just never opens up anything.
7 minutes left to go. Play to the entire second half, or the majority of it, in a steady rain. Players out there playing their hearts out, though.
They
American
really
Heritage up in the blue.
And they have so much to be proud of, don't they, Kelly?
Yeah, they do. Here's the ball near side. It's going to, they save it from going out of bounds.
And there's Campbell, the left back, attacking.
Oh, she can't get to that one.
You know, the most famous attacking left back in the history of women's soccer is Brandy Chastain.
Ah,
right?
Yes. We remember seeing her a few years ago on TV.
I love to see outside backs that attack.
You've met her?
I have. I met her at a Blue-Gray Senior All-Star event down in Fort Lauderdale, a college soccer All-Star game.
And she's doing what now?
Well, she was commentating this summer, wasn't she, for the Women's World Cup?
Oh, okay. Yep, that was an exciting year, wasn't it, when those all here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was, for sure. And this summer was perfect, too, all the televised games. It was amazing how the U.S. persevered.
Here's the ball, near side. We're under 6 minutes to go. 4-0. Bolles trying to avoid a shutout.
Again,
Ball.
a straight run is easy to defend, and that's what we keep seeing from the forwards on Bolles. But this is dangerous. Great ball
There
in.
we go.
Oh, just a little too much.
A little bit too much, yeah.
Yeah, Brooke O'Hare, you can see why she's going to SMU. That was a nice left-footed ball in, and she's a defender. So to make that penetrating pass says a lot about her ability.
Yeah, she's been practicing a little bit more than defending lately. There's the ball back down at the midfield. 5 minutes. 5 minutes to go, and a 5-0. So Bolles has to average a point a minute from here on out.
Oh, nice touch.
Here comes the attack by Sydney Parody.
What a great touch to take that ball in the air.
One of those few seniors.
But Bolles again, I mean, Chung does a good job of holding her up and allowing support to come, so.
Under 4.5 minutes, or about 4.5 minutes left to go. Ball played in near side. Kelly Neff along with Teresa Patterson about to wrap up our 2A championship. That one just got by Molly Ungrady, and it'll be played in by American Heritage. Megan Campbell. Now it's American Heritage. Losing the ball to Emily Hume. Goals by Panagos, she scored 2. Lopez scored 2. Chung scored 1. And American Heritage has had this game under control for, well, ever since they started.
They really have. Such a deep team. You know, they've taken starters out and they haven't missed a beat. You can tell that Coach Burgess has a game plan that he's instilled within them, and they're intelligent tactically, and their ability skill-wise has allowed them to keep the ball.
Well, remember, it was only 1-0 at halftime. It's 5-0 right now. And time is running out on Bolles to make any kind of a comeback.
Well, I guess that blows the theory of the wind having an impact, doesn't it?
Yeah, at first, at the
It's
start of the
against
second half, we thought it was. It's all been against the wind. 4 goals against the wind. That wind's been steady all night long. And the rain has joined it here in the second half.
Now, see how Yuli Lopez was so decisive when she got the ball there.
There you go.
Oh, great ball.
What a great
in.
pass. And she will miss.
What a great ball in to Tatiana. Wow. Yuli really showed her vision and athleticism. It all came together with her ability to turn and find her teammate. I think the weather maybe affected that. You know, the wet ball.
Yeah, it might have. Well, she almost had her third goal. Penagos couldn't quite get that one to go, and with under 3 minutes left, it remains 5-0 as the 2011 soccer season gets ready to wrap up for both of these 2A schools. Ball goes up the hill on the far side. 2:28 left to play, 2:30 left to play. Well, I think you can probably put this in the win column by now, couldn't you?
I think it's safe to say.
Yeah. I don't think there's enough time left to mount 5 attacks on the goal, let alone 5 goals.
But you have to give credit to both teams. Bolles coming from a real competitive side of the bracket and finding success with a young team. And American Heritage just maintaining. They have just been a power, like a world beater, a state beater.
Time to
now here's
say
a dangerous
goodbye.
Situation.
They got it. Well, they have 5 seniors. They'll graduate. And no doubt they'll probably have 5 new freshmen coming in next year to take their place, just like reloading. They're not going to have to rebuild ever.
Right. And their coach, Matt Tracy, he does such a great job. I know that he'll just be able to keep this program among the state's best.
So it looks more and more like you're going to have a shutout. And as far as for American Heritage this year, I'm sure it's not going to be their first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This will be their 12th shutout. Well, that doesn't even count the playoffs. This will be their 15th shutout of the season. Wow.
That's a lot.
And of their 5 playoff games, 4 will be by shutouts.
Another nice ball by Yuli Lopez, number 13, the FSU commit.
Playing right down to the end with 1 minute to go. Ball goes out of bounds. Oh, very well played game. Very competitive, despite the fact it was 5-0. But Bolles just didn't get. I'd like to see how many shots they had because they didn't have very many.
You know what really, really kept Bolles from being more dangerous was that final pass in. It just seemed to be a bit off. Oh, but here we go. Here's a dangerous situation.
This could be a score right here. Yeah, trying to find the angle and they lose They lose it all. So American Heritage is going to win this one, and the score will look fairly lopsided, fairly easy. It's going to be a 5-0 victory for the Stallions and Coach Steve Burgess. The championships in a row as the clock runs out, and these girls will start celebrating now because American Heritage Delray will go all the way back down south, and they'll have hardware to put in their lockers and put in their hallways, and they'll have another state championship.
They're getting full. They're getting close to a handful of these rings, right?
Yes.
3.
Does the coach get one for every finger now? And
yeah, and then eventually one for the thumb, right?
Okay. Well, Teresa, I'm not sure if they need us for any more for the award ceremony, but if not, I want to thank you for joining us, and I really appreciated working with you, and good luck tomorrow. Hope your weather's a little better.
Well, thank you, Kelly, and I really enjoyed working with you.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
5-0, the Stallions and the Bulldogs doing battle as American Heritage Delray beats Jacksonville Bolles in the 2A state championship. And we have the award ceremony coming up. I'm Kelly Neff along with Teresa Patterson. That's it.
They got it.
yeah. Oh.
to move this back a little bit.
Good job, Darius! Come on, smile!
Ten 4. They're going white first.
Joining us for the presentation tonight, Headmaster Bob Stone. Number 1, Liz Amanda Gonzalez. Number 2, Brianna LeBlanc. Number 3, Alex Price. Number 5, Myra Pelayo. Number 9, Sydney Perry. Number 10, Hannah Coy. Number 11, Tatiana Panago. Number 12, Alex Taylor. Number 13, Yuli Lopez. Number 14, Giovanna Geraldo. Number 15, Amber Strasser. Number 16, Stormy Salerno. Number 17, Megan Campbell. Number 18, Chelsea Brissac. Number 20, Marlene Batiste. Number 21, Sabrina Chung. Number 26, Sky Gunn. Number 27, Jamie Marzano. Number 28, Taylor Pack. Number 31, Sabrina Rodriguez. Number 33, Asia Lisa. Number 40, Courtney Tompkins. Manager, Sarah Coy. Manager, Tony Stevens. Manager, Chuck Thompson. Manager, Asia Bent Hunter. Assistant Coach, Tom Salerno. Assistant Coach, Jessica Rossiter. Assistant Coach, Tammy Maza. And Head Coach, Steve Burgess. And now the state championship trophy will be presented to Head Coach Steve Burgess and his team captains. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2012 state champions, the American Heritage Stallions. Hillsborough County Schools, the University of South Florida, and the Florida High School Athletic Association thank you for attending the 2012 FHSAA Girls Soccer Finals. Be safe in your journey home. Good luck, everyone.
No, thank you.
All right, John, let's head out towards the bus. Come on.